And so today, finally, I'm going to have a look in detail at the Hawke 8x42 APO binoculars, the Frontier APO binoculars. You can get them in a 10x42 as well, and they both come in this green finish. And as always with most of the products that I give reviews of, you are more than welcome to purchase in the link below. And when you purchase it from us, you're purchasing direct. You're not paying the shareholders in Amazon or eBay. You're going straight to one of the small independent dealers and supporting us, which is very, very much appreciated. And I know that a number of you have watched our YouTube channel and purchased online over the phone, or come to see me in person at our optics weekends, and details about that on our website. So enough babbling on and plugging myself. So the binoculars themselves, upgraded with the apochromatic, hence the title APO lens assembly. And it's not a simple case of upgrading the optics, it's a completely new body from the ground up, whereas the Frontier EDX it was almost a tacky feel to the finish. That wasn't a fault at all. It really gave nice grip, and a lot of people commented on that. This one, a much more smooth finish, but they're still aided by this textured finish down here on either side, and so you can very easily use these single-handed with a very, very smooth focuser. And while we're on the subject of the focuser, I'll say straight away the EDX were quoted at around about 2 meters close focus, and so are these. But I actually found, compared to my EDX 8x42, these focused about ½ meter closer. So if you like looking at your bugs and butterflies, as I have to mention, these are absolutely bang on. And I'll come on to a little bit more about the close focus later in the video. Twist eye cups, very nice and easy to use. I found with these, and I'm always honest if I find a minor gripe, but this is really being picky, and you may disagree. Compared to the Frontier EDX, these come out just a little bit further, and I found with them fully out, I couldn't quite get the full field of view, and I found just turning them in, that little one turn, perfect, which makes them come out about the same distance as the current EDX. But you may be different. Everybody's eyes are different, and what suits me may not suit you. And so, oh yeah, and on about the handling, these on the underside, the connectors there for the strap, they do not protrude as much with the EDX, and I've mentioned this before. You know, with some binoculars the strap connector catches on the inside of your hand there, but with these not so much. That is a plus point for the handling, that they must have obviously looked at that since the EDX and worked on the handling side of things. So for the extra money, these are retailing around about £600, give or take. Are they better than the Frontier EDX? I could quickly say yes, thank you very much for tuning in, see you next time, but we'll go into it a little bit more detail than that. I honestly found, when I looked through these, brightness wise, they're about the same as the EDX. It was difficult to determine which was better, if there's an improvement that way. But a recent customer of ours that came to our optics weekend, thank you very much by the way, said that the APOs straight away gave a brighter image, and so that just proves that not everybody's the same. What I find an improvement with a set of binoculars, somebody else buying them off me may not notice, and somebody else will say they can spot something that I can't. Everybody's eyes are different, which is really why you need to pop along to our optics weekends and try these for yourself. So I've mentioned the close focus, brightness, chromatic aberration. The EDXs had an amazingly low level of chromatic aberration, or colour fringing, the purple and red highlights around contrasting subjects, high contrast subjects, and to most people there isn't any at all, but if you look closely on the edges there are. That amount of chromatic aberration with these is reduced even less. You've got to go right to the edge in like last out of 2 or 3%, and they're just the merest hint of false colour. It's quite stunning. So an example I often use is looking at, from where I live, look at this very, very heavily backlit tree, and the with the dark branches against a bright background, and there is no chromatic aberration whatsoever, and the outer field sharpness as well is a little step up from the EDX. So as I was told before I got these, they've gone on to another level, so they definitely have done in edge of field sharpness a further reduction in chromatic aberration, and also the slight pincushion distortion you get with the EDX has completely gone with these. The nice straight lines, very similar to the Viking Peregrines, but with these you get a much wider field of view, but that's maybe another comparison. So low light, again I was struggling to find a difference between these and the EDX, but then again the next person along may pick them up and find an improvement. So lastly, I said I'd come back to close focus, and I was trying to work out how I could find an example where these gave a sharper image, and what I did was, there's some plants in my garden, actually some tomato plants, but that's another story about my green fingers, and about 5 meters away I was looking at the leaves, and on the leaves there are, I'm sure you people who know much more about gardening than me will be shouting to say the correct way of describing this, but it looks like there's some little fibres or hairs sticking out the top of the leaves, and I looked at them through this and they were absolutely pin razor sharp. I then picked up the EDX and I just saw that little bit of purple colour fringing around them, which took the edge off that sharpness. And so it's one of those things with these binoculars, you pick them up at first glance and then pick up the EDX, and maybe if you're looking for about 5 or 10 seconds you'll think, I can't really see a difference, but it's all about the detail with these. When you have them in your hands for a little bit longer, it's that extra sharpness, detail and clarity, edge of field sharpness, lack of chromatic aberration, that when you're identifying birds from a distance and you want to know exactly, see the plumage in more detail so you can identify, then these are definitely a step up from the EDX. And my recent customer, again thank you very much, you're probably recognising what I'm saying here, but he mentioned that compared to the EDX, when he put these up to his eyes, the view, everything, it fell nicely into place. They were much more easy on his eyes, and he walked away with them one very happy chappy. So that's a quick look at the Hawke 8x42 Frontier APO binoculars, available to purchase on the link below, where you can support our channel that way. If not, pop along to see me at our optics weekends. Just give us a bell first before setting off to make sure I've got these in, and try them out. I've also got one of the 10x42s in, but for how much longer I do not know. And as with all Hawkes, very well waterproofed and a lifetime guarantee. So as always, thank you very much for watching, and please check out the link in the description below.